Alright, let's have some fun. We've made over 300 laptop videos, and the one thing that continues to be a theme is manufacturers just can't seem to get it right. Every laptop is far from perfect, and it's always a decision about what issues you can live with versus those that you can't. This, of course, results in a huge amount of stress when picking a laptop. I know you feel it, and so do I. Well, today I'm going to design the perfect laptop. Based on everything that we've seen, we believe that most buyers want one of three types of laptops. A thin and light for basic home, school or office use, perhaps even in a 2-in-1 form factor. A larger laptop for those who want to get more intensive work done but still want portability. Professional coders, video editors and those who like to do some solid AAA gaming. And then of course a big powerful laptop for those who want the most performance but just don't want to buy a desktop. Maybe you're living in an apartment and are space constrained, or you only occasionally take your laptop with you. So, 3 different types of laptops, but we haven't factored in budget. Some people want the most value that they can get, others just want the best and are willing to pay for it. When you factor that dimension in, a laptop manufacturer should sell 6 laptops. To keep this video watchable though, we're just going to design a laptop for that middle category of buyers, those who want solid performance but still want portability. And we are going to design it for those who want the absolute best and are prepared to pay for it. I feel that's the toughest one to get right. It's basically the best of everything. Heck, that's why I started this YouTube channel, because I was one of those buyers and I couldn't find a laptop. Anyway, it's also a super interesting category right now with the launch of AMD's new Strix Halo processor. If you haven't heard of it, Strix Halo combines a large number of CPU cores with a large number of GPU cores. This gives you incredible CPU performance, similar to a MacBook Pro 14 with the higher-end M4 Pro 14-core chip, and fantastic GPU performance, around an NVIDIA RTX 4060 at high wattage, even an RTX 4070 in some circumstances. Now, it's not just performance though that makes the Halo special. Just like Apple's M series chips, it uses shared memory. Up to 75% can be allocated to the GPU, far more than what a dedicated GPU can give you. Data scientists, you guys are gonna love this. It's also, by the way, the most efficient chip that we've ever tested outside of Apple's M series. Now, all of these benefits combined make it the ideal choice for our laptop. Alright. To allow such a processor to perform well, we want to place it in a laptop large enough to have a decent cooling solution, but we want it small enough to be portable. A chassis that houses a 14.5-inch display and weighs around 3.5 pounds is what we're going to go for. Not only is it big enough to contain our cooling solution, its screen is large enough to get real work done, and it's still going to be portable for most people. Now, to help with portability, we want the device to be compact, but we don't want it to be super thin. We're happy to sacrifice an extra couple of millimeters of thickness for a better cooling solution and a larger battery. That being said, we will curve the edge of the laptop, of course, so it doesn't cut into your wrist. That can happen on slightly thicker laptops. Now, the Yoga Pro 7's chassis, that's a good comparable as it is a compact 14.5-inch laptop. Our laptop, though, will be a millimeter or 2 thicker. In terms of the look and feel, we're going to go with a somewhat Dell XPS design here. That XPS team, they just do a great job of designing some stunning looking laptops. Now let's talk performance, heat and fan noise. Good news, we're going to give you, the buyer, a choice of several different modes with a range of performance versus heat and fan noise. AMD states that this chip can be configured to draw between 45 and 120 watts of power for up to 10-second bursts. The Flow Z13, which we've thoroughly tested, feeds this processor a narrower 55 to 93 watts. Let's look at our scatter plot of power draw versus performance to predict how our laptop will run if we widen that power range. Please note our numbers here are the average power drawn over a 10-minute torture test and not a 10-second burst, which AMD publishes on their site. Our measured numbers are obviously less. You can see if we subtracted 10 watts, this processor will draw a similar amount of power to Intel's Lunar Lake chips, but it will likely perform much better. That's great, as those laptops are known for having phenomenal battery life and no heat and fan noise. We obviously want to replicate that with our laptop. At the high end, we know that when running the Flow Z13 on its turbo mode, it can perform competitively to an M4 Pro chip and an RTX 4060, but its fan noise is actually quite good. We want to also have reasonable fan noise on our highest performance mode. Given that our laptop is larger and has a beefier cooling solution than the Flow Z13, which is only 13.4 inches, I'm going to go with a higher max power draw for ours. Unfortunately, I can't go as high as 120 watt bursts. From our testing, the only 14.5-inch laptop that can dissipate that much heat is the Predator Helios Neo 14. That laptop is very heavy for a 14-inch one. It weighs more than the 16-inch Sapphirus G16, and it gets very warm while dissipating so much heat. I feel a max burst of around 100 watts, sustaining around 85 to 90 watts is about what I'd expect us to be able to feed our laptop. That will keep our one's heat and fan noise reasonable. And based on what we've seen in the flow, at that level, I believe this chip will perform around the same as the higher-end M4 Pro 14-core CPU and an NVIDIA RTX 4070, at least in many tasks. Guys, this will be huge performance for a 14.5-inch laptop. Alright, let's move on and talk about the rest of the laptop. You'll be pleased to see that we're placing all ports towards the back of our device, so cables won't get in your way. On the left side, there are two Thunderbolt 5 ports, an HDMI 2.1 port, and a headphone mic combo jack. On the right side, you get one Thunderbolt 5 port, a USB-A 10GB port, and a full-size UHS 2 SD card reader. This combination of ports is plenty for most people, and by having a charging-capable USB-C port on either side, you won't have to run a cable around the back if your outlet is on the other side. To charge our laptop, we will include a small 165-watt USB-C GAN charger. This will deliver plenty of power even at max power draw, and because it's a GAN charger, it will be nice and compact. On the rear of the laptop are large vents to expel hot air. No hot air being pushed onto your mouse hand. Flipping the laptop over, you'll be pleased to see that there are only 6 screws to take off the back. There are no plastic clips to break or hidden screws underneath the rubber feet. Once you remove the back cover, you'll be treated to 2 user-replaceable sewed-in memory slots. Yay! I know soldered memory is a bit faster, but I think most people will appreciate upgradable memory. The Wi-Fi 7 card is also replaceable, as is the battery, which is a very large one at 90 watt-hours. We believe this is possible, as that's the battery size of the MSI Prestige 14AI Evo, a similar sized laptop. Anyway, to maximize space inside the laptop for cooling and its battery, the SSD will be a smaller sized one. From what I've seen, these are a bit slower, but we feel the trade-off is worth it. The SSD is also of course upgradable. Look folks, I know the Framework laptop allows you to upgrade everything and even swap out the ports, but I think that's unnecessary. The vast majority of components that most people want to upgrade are the ones I just mentioned. When you open the laptop's lid, you'll be treated to a stunning 14.5-inch OLED panel. We're going to use the one from Lenovo's Slim 7X. That is without a doubt the best OLED panel we've ever seen in a laptop. Most OLEDs, they max out at 400 nits of brightness and have a screen door effect, meaning if you look at the panel closely, white-coloured content, it just doesn't seem completely white. You can see coloured pixels peeping through. The Slim 7X's panel, it doesn't suffer from this. Plus, it goes up to 500 nits. This is very bright and will help combat reflections in a bright environment. Now on that note, we are going to put in a glossy panel as they do look more vibrant, but we are going to use the anti-reflective coating of the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. It is the best one we've seen, and with that coating and 500 nits of brightness, we think reflections they will not be distracting in most environments. Other than this, our display will have a high 3K resolution. This means small text will look nice and crisp. It will also have a wide color gamut and a fast refresh rate. The Slim 7X's panel can do 90Hz, so that's a minimum, but I'd like to see if we can source one with 120Hz. I'm not going to include touch support as I think it's unnecessary for a laptop like this. That's something I'd put in our laptop for casual users. Now, atop the display is the webcam. We have been begging manufacturers to put a smartphone quality webcam in for years. We've heard that it can't be done because laptop displays aren't thick enough, but they are thick enough to put in the front-facing camera from a smartphone. Our laptop should have one of those. Alright, when it comes to the keyboard, we want a really comfortable one with ample key travel and a standard layout so you don't mispress keys. I'm going to go with the keyboard on the Surface Laptop 7. It feels super comfortable to type on. The force you need to press the keys is perfect, and there is a satisfying click, but it isn't loud. That's the reason, by the way, we didn't go with a high-end keyboard from Lenovo. They also have very comfortable keyboards in their laptops, but we found them louder to type on. I am going to make one change to the Surface's keyboard though. I'm going to replace that Copilot key with a fingerprint reader. That's a very convenient place for it to be in. Trackpad, it's an easy choice as well, also the Surface Laptop's trackpad. Its haptic one is by far the most accurate haptic one we've ever tested in a Windows laptop. Let's now talk about the speakers. They will be front-facing like the Yoga Pro 7, and I'd like them to be able to hit at least 90 decibels without being distorted. And of course, I want them to sound good. Honestly, the only laptop that achieves this is the MacBook Pro 14, so same speakers as that. As you can see, I've tried to make our laptop based on what's actually possible, and I'm going to do that with its price too. We've included the best of everything, so this is obviously not going to be a cheap laptop. The MacBook Pro 14 costs $2,400 with a higher-end M4 Pro 14-core chip, 1TB of storage and 24GB of memory. The MacBook has a more efficient chip for sure, and it will have better battery life, but our one has many benefits over the Mac. It can run the full catalogue of AAA games, it can run Linux, and it is upgradable. Plus, our one will come with more memory at 32GB, so I think an MSRP of $2,300 is totally warranted. It slightly undercuts the MacBook, and that means on sale, you'll probably find our mythical laptop for under $2,000. Plus, we are going to sell a Linux version, of course, for $140 less, which is what we've seen happen in some ThinkPads. But we are not done. I'm going to end with something critical that manufacturers they keep screwing up: the product's name. This laptop will not have AI in its name, I can promise you that. Nor will it have some long product designation that no one can remember. Instead, we're going to go back to the original 6 laptops that I outlined at the beginning of this video. This laptop will be named accordingly. I'm going to go with Light as the name for our laptop for casual users. It's a play on words. They have light computing needs and want something lightweight. Pro will be our name for this laptop, the one we designed today. And Max, of course, for the laptop for people who want maximum performance. Then, for those who want the premium version, again, like the one we've designed, I'm just going to add premium to the end of the name. Therefore, today's laptop will be christened the JJT Pro Premium. Funnily enough, our naming scheme actually sounds pretty close to Dell's new one. Unfortunately, it is not. They just didn't align to what consumers expect for laptops named Pro and Max. They have existing names that Apple defined, and everyone knows. Instead, they are selling those two to businesses, not consumers. Furthermore, to make things even simpler, I'm not going to offer any configuration options. All a buyer needs to do is choose what trade-off of performance versus portability they want and how much they're willing to pay. I'm not going to stress you about which CPU to get, we'll just pick the best one for the form factor and the price point. When it comes to memory and storage, as I said, it's all upgradable. Look, standing back and reflecting on today's video, I think there are several reasons that manufacturers just don't make a laptop like this. Firstly, they think that many buyers won't pay the price required for a perfect laptop. I totally disagree. I think if buyers are getting something fantastic, they'll recognize this and pay for it. Heck, they do with Apple's laptops. Secondly, corporate inefficiencies. I talk about this in my Why Buying a Laptop Sucks video. Many laptop manufacturers' main clients are actually buyers for large retail chains, not you. These folks obviously prioritize areas of laptops that are visible when the device is on display, but they keep the price low by cutting back in areas that are important that you'll only notice when you get it home. And thirdly, manufacturers are probably nervous about making laptops upgradable, as you just won't come back and buy as frequently. I think an upgradable laptop is better for the environment, and I think such a laptop will be so successful that it will sell a lot more. This will negate customers just not buying as often. Well, what do you think of our perfect laptop? Let me know with a comment below, and let me know what your perfect laptop would be. And do you want us to design the other 5 laptops out of our hypothetical range of 6? Well, that's all I got for you, YouTuber shtick time. Click the like button and get subscribed. Not only does it help us grow, which means that we can make more videos for you, but as I always say, it makes our dearest mothers very proud. Till next time, go do something awesome with your day, and I will catch you later.